Sarah, how are you? The funeral you held for your mother was lovely. It must have been a lot to deal with in such a short time. I'm sure she would have been very happy with it. Thank you for coming to pay your respects, Emily. It means a lot to me that you came all the way to see her. It was a good chance to see Stephen and the grandkids. And what kind of mother-in-law would I be if I didn't go? Thank you. I really am grateful. I regret that you and my mom didn't have much of a chance to see each other when she was alive. Yes, it really is a shame. She was living with you, wasn't she? It was the first time I'd been inside your house, so I was surprised to see how big it was. It's a wonderful home. We already had the kids when we decided to live with my mom's, so we had it built so that it would feel more spacious and open. We knew that the boys would need more space when they grow up, so we took that into consideration too, but it feels so big and empty now that my mom is gone. That must be hard on you. But you're so lucky. Our house is cramped. I feel trapped all the time. I don't know about lucky. You're living with Stephen's second eldest brother at the moment, aren't you? Yes, and it's horrible. We're living with Thomas and his wife, but I can't bear her. I don't know why he married someone like her. She does nothing but cause trouble. Really? I haven't spent a lot of time with her before, so I don't really know what she's like. I don't know how she can call herself a wife. She always cuts corners on the chores and she complains all day long. She can't discipline her own child either. He runs around the house screaming and shouting. I can't live in a place like that. I didn't know any of that. What does your husband think? Have you spoken about it with him? That's the problem. She acts like such a good girl when he's around. When he's looking, she's the perfect daughter-in-law. She's so two-faced, it's very annoying. I guess that's why I don't feel like we can get on well. Is that so? That does sound problematic. It was a bad idea to start living with Thomas and his family to begin with. There was no way all of us would fit in such a small house. I don't know how they thought it could work. What do you mean? There's 5 of us. My husband, myself, Thomas, and his wife and son. Of course we can't survive in such a small house. It's only natural that we get stressed out by one another. We all need our own private space. I never knew that the situation was that bad. Is it really that stressful living together? Of course, I'm fine with living with Thomas since he's my own son, but I don't like that woman. She irritates me to no end. Every day there's something new to be annoyed about because she's so noisy about every single little detail. She won't even wash my or my husband's laundry with her families and expects me to do it by myself. Can you believe that? There's no point in living with them if she doesn't do anything for us. We're letting her live with us, so she should be a little more grateful. It's your husband's house, but I heard that Thomas and his wife are paying the gas and electricity bills, aren't they? It's not just the gas and electricity. They're paying for the groceries and other things, too. We provide the house and shelter, so the least they can do is pay for all the necessities. My son and his wife are paying for everything at the moment. That must make it much harder to mention that you're not happy with their attitude. I wonder what you could do. I was wondering about that, too. And I realized when I went to visit yesterday for the funeral, with your house being so big, maybe it would be a better idea if my husband and I moved in with you and Stephen. Don't you think that's a wonderful idea? That way we can spend more time with the grandkids, too. We hardly ever see them. Excuse me? My husband and I could move in with you. You've got plenty of space now that your mother's gone. You were saying how it feels big and empty earlier. I'm sure Stephen would be happy with that. I don't think that's the problem. First of all, we only just had the funeral. We built this house with the intention of living with my mom, so it's filled with memories of her. And we've already discussed this before with Stephen and your husband. I remember that we all decided that we wouldn't move in together, and that you would move in with one of Stephen's brothers instead. So you don't mind living with and taking care of your own mother, but you don't feel any obligation towards your in-laws? Do you have a problem with living with me and my husband? Like I said, I didn't decide that alone. I didn't mean anything by it, but my mother did put a lot of money into building this house too. So she had every right to live with us. She's gone now, but the kids will be getting much bigger from now on, so Steven and I have already made up our minds that we'll stick with the first decision and not live with you both. I'm sorry if I've made you feel unwelcome, but that's just what we've decided. And what would you do about your current house? Are you going to give it to Thomas and his wife? I don't want to give them our house, but your house is much bigger and it's new too. It'll be much easier for us to live in. I think it's a good idea for us to move in with you and Steven. I'm really sorry, Emily, but I don't think that's possible. Living together will be a bit difficult for a lot of reasons. Why? What's the matter? What reason could you have to not live with us? Haven't you already spoken to Steven about this? Steven himself was saying that he didn't want all of us to live together. He was quite insistent on it. He always said that he didn't want to live together with his parents. This is why I have problems with you all. All 3 of the daughter-in-laws I have, and not one of them is respectful towards me. There's always one of you saying something insensitive like that. I thought that you were better than the other 2, but you're just the same. You don't think of us as family at all, do you? You're horrible. I don't think that at all. The biggest problem is that you have dog allergies. It's got nothing to do with you personally. We just can't have you staying with us when you can have a reaction. We have 2 dogs, so it really isn't possible for you to stay with us. That's why Steven was so adamant about not living together. We've already gone over this before. I was fine yesterday, so there's no problem anymore. That was because we had the dogs stay with a friend yesterday while we had the funeral. We didn't want them causing trouble, and we knew you were coming, so we took precautions. Then the solution is simple. Why don't you let that friend of yours keep them? That way there'll be no problem for me to live with you. I'm sorry, what? You want us to just give up our dogs? Your husband's parents should be more important than some stupid dogs. Are you being difficult on purpose? If you want to keep your dogs, then you're just being selfish. Why don't you understand that you should prioritize us over everything? Please stop. I've had enough of your ridiculous comments. We won't let you live with us, and that's final. Do you realize that it's not your daughter-in-laws that have the problem, but you yourself? I know that you were living with Keith, your eldest son, until a few years ago. I also heard that you had problems with his wife, too. And that they had to go live elsewhere because of the stress she suffered. They moved out because they didn't want to live with you anymore. That wasn't my fault. You can't blame me for that. That was all her fault. She was flirting with my husband and trying to use him. I just made it clear that there are things she shouldn't do. On top of that, she didn't pay for anything when she first was living with us. She was asking us to pay half of the groceries and pay for half of the bills, just like Thomas's wife. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was requesting that we pay for things, even though we were letting her live in our house. It's not like she lacked the money. Both her and Keith were working. She could have paid for everything, but no, she was audacious enough to ask us to pay for half. I think that's normal. I don't understand what you're complaining about. Pardon? If you're going to live together, then it's only a matter, of course, that everyone puts some money forward. We were letting her live in our house. Why should we pay for anything? She should have been grateful she had a home. Why don't any of you understand that? All you want is money. My mom was paying for her own groceries and things. It was only fair since she was able to work still and had savings. It helped out a lot. She paid part of the cost of building this house and bought her own furniture instead of asking us to buy things she wanted. I don't care what your mother did, and Thomas is fine with paying for everything. Keith and his wife should have done the same. They're the ones being unreasonable. I heard that your husband is paying part of the bills at the moment. What are you talking about? Didn't you know? Because of the trouble you had with Keith and his wife, your husband's been paying for half of the bills and the groceries in secret. He's been handing it directly to Thomas. I didn't know that. Nobody told me anything about that. Why would he do that behind my back? He was apologizing to your son's wives on your behalf. Why? Why should he apologize? There's nothing to apologize for. He was apologizing because of the way you treated them and how you accused them of being gold diggers because they wanted you to pay for your own part. Even though it's not like you would be paying from your own pocket. You don't even work. So the one that would be paying is your husband. He apologized for how you forced them to cover all the bills and asked them to forgive you for your attitude. The only reason why they're being patient with you is because your husband is being so sincere. That's ridiculous. I'm right. Why should he apologize when I'm only saying what needs to be said? I just got a reply from Steven and he told me to tell you that he'll call you when he gets back home from work. Stephen said that he'll call me about moving in with you. And about your inappropriate comments, I think. Are you kidding? What inappropriate comments? It's only been a week since my mom passed away, but you're already talking about moving in because our house is much nicer and bigger. Don't you think that that's a bit too insensitive? I haven't been able to call or talk to him in person about it yet, but I can tell that Stephen's pretty angry. Isn't he going to talk about moving in together? Of course not. There's another major reason why he said that he never wanted you to live with us. It's not just about the dog allergy you have. It's because you stressed Keith's wife out so much that she got depressed. I haven't done anything like that. Whatever happened to that woman was her own fault. Day in, day out, whenever you saw her, all you did was complain about the things she did. You talked loudly about her behind her back and didn't give her a moment of peace. Even though she was working full-time, she still pulled off doing all the chores, cooking, grocery shopping, all because you complained that she wasn't doing enough. She worked so hard to get you to like her, but nothing worked. I heard that you often threw away the dinners that she made for you and cooked your own. No wonder Stephen doesn't want you to live in the same house as me. I was still young back then. I couldn't help it. That's your excuse for driving a person to depression? Do you really think that that's acceptable? It's about time you answered for what you've done. What are you talking about? Is anyone at home with you today? Now that you mention it, it seems awfully quiet. Thomas's wife and his son are always so noisy, but I don't hear anything. I wonder if they've gone out. What about someone much closer to you? Someone much more important? Wait, I don't think my husband is home. I'm completely alone. Do you know where Richard is? He hardly ever goes out this late. What's going on? I hate to be the one to tell you, but your husband and Thomas's family have decided that they're going to move out. What? I don't understand. We have a home right here. It's small, but there's no need to buy another place. My husband and I can move in with you and everything will be perfect. They say that they're going to move into a bigger apartment, just the four of them. You can't be serious. I haven't heard anything like that. I don't think they've told you. What am I supposed to do? Where do I go? The people you consider noisy have moved out for you, so you can stay in the house you've always lived in. Legally, it's your husband's, but if it's you by yourself, I'm sure it'll feel much bigger. That's what you wanted. I'm sure you'll be more comfortable by yourself. Who's going to take care of me? What am I supposed to do? Cook and clean and do grocery shopping all by myself? Why isn't anyone picking up the phone? I don't understand. They've all abandoned me. I guess they all got tired of enduring your abuse. We don't live too close, so I've never had to spend a lot of time with you. So I haven't experienced it firsthand, but it looks like you caused a lot of suffering for the people around you. And since you have no consideration for the fact that I'm currently in mourning, I can only think that you're as self-centered as I've heard. I can empathize, but I can't imagine how your other sons' wives must have felt with you in their homes. It's unpleasant just thinking about it, so I think I'd like to keep my distance as well. I found divorce papers on the living room table. Sarah, what should I do? How can I make them come back? I can't do anything by myself. I think you should give your husband the divorce and let them live in peace. It means you have to pay all the bills and do all the housework by yourself. But that's what you get for not being thankful for all the support you've had up until now. Your husband is graciously letting you live in the house he bought after all. Why shouldn't you pay for everything yourself? Thomas and his family moved out with Richard into an apartment, leaving Emily alone in her husband's house. The apartment they moved into wasn't as big as their old home, but they were able to live in peace and stress-free. So they all got on well and took care of one another. On the other hand, Emily had no choice but to divorce her husband at a late age. She tried begging Stephen and Keith for help, but her eldest son had already had enough of his own mother after she caused his wife to get depression and had cut ties with her a long time ago. He didn't answer any of her calls or her pleas for help. Stephen was furious with his mother after he found out how insensitive she had been towards his wife and told her to never call them ever again. Because of her own actions and her attitude towards the people that loved her, Emily ended up living a solitary life.
Just how long are you going to keep living off of my parents, huh? What is the matter with you? Don't you have any shame or pride in yourself? How can you just keep living this way? Are you just never going to stop until you drained every single penny from my poor parents' bank accounts? Do you really think that just because you're my brother's wife that you can get away with taking advantage of my family like this? Well, I'm not going to stand for it. Do you hear me?
Amanda! It is just so lovely to hear from you. A real treat every single time. I see that you're still going on about this nonsense of me taking advantage of your parents. But as I've already told you over and over again, I am no leech. So, can we please just drop this whole thing already?
Well, of course a leech wouldn't think of themselves as a leech. They would think they're just going about their everyday lives while they suck everything from everyone around them. But just who told you that you were allowed to move into the condo with my parents, huh? You do know that they own that building and you have no right to be there, do you?
I'm really sorry, Amanda, but I think you must be mistaken about that condo. I mean, you do know that it's my name on the lease for it, don't you? So basically, that apartment belongs to me, and we're all living in it. Does that make sense to you?
You think I care if some stupid piece of paper has your stupid signature on it? None of that matters at all if you're making my parents pay the rent on that place. Does that make sense to you?
But I'm not making your parents pay for the rent, so I'm not sure what you're talking about at all when you say that.
You really have some nerve trying to brag to me about living in such a nice place when you're not even the one who's paying for it, you little rat. I know for a fact that your entire life is being bankrolled by my parents, and I'm not going to stand for it. I won't see you drain my parents of their savings because that's my inheritance.
Amanda, what is the point of this conversation? What are you trying to say? Because you're really just not making any sense at all. I mean, Brendan and I both have full-time jobs that we work very hard at. There's just no truth to these claims for leeching. At all. So, I really just want to know what is going to make you happy, or at the very least, stop sending messages like this to me and accusing me of things I'm not doing.
You want to know what I want? Fine, I'll tell you what I want. I want you and Brendan to move out of the condo and let me and my husband take your place. That's what would make me happy.
Really? Is that really what you want to happen to solve this? Even after you've spent years barely even talking to your parents? I don't understand. Why are you suddenly wanting to move in with them now? Did something happen? Do you need some kind of assistance?
Oh, shut up. I wouldn't accept help from you if we were the last two people on Earth. I just wanted to be there for my parents now that they're getting up there in age. Is that really so bad? I just can't help but think that they must need some assistance living in that giant condo all by themselves. That's why it would be best if my hubby and I moved in and took your place. My husband is already on board, so you might as well just say yes and move out.
Well, first of all, your parents literally do not live alone. Brendan and I also live in this condo, as you well know. But I still don't understand why you think you and your family would be able to move in with us. I know this place is big and all, but I think we're already at maximum capacity with the four of us. And I just can't see 6 people sharing this space comfortably.
Sharing? What on earth are you talking about? Do you really think that I would ever want to live with you?
Sorry, then what are you talking about? What is it exactly that you want from me?
I want you and my no-good nerdy brother to move out of that condo so that my husband and I can move in. I already made that very clear in other messages. I'm ordering you to move out right now. Do you understand me?
But I thought I already explained to you that I own the condo. The lease is under my name and everything, so I don't understand why you would want us to move out.
I already told you that I don't care whose stupid signature is on what stupid paper. You're living with my parents, and as her actual child, I have the right to demand to live with my mom. Over you. You're just standing in the way and being obstructionist at this point, so just leave us alone already.
So I guess you're just going to completely ignore the fact that your brother is also here and living with your parents then? And if you really think that we're such awful people to be around your parents, why don't you go and ask your mom herself what she wants? I mean, they were the ones that moved into the condo with us, I'll have you know.
Oh, I will go and ask her. You can count on that, Tracy. But in the meantime, you and Brendan should pack your bags and get ready to leave.
So, you're really serious about this then? You're really going to try and kick Brendan and I out of our own condo? I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, it's clear that you haven't even talked to your parents about any of this. Maybe you should do that first before jumping the gun like this.
What the heck is the matter with you? I told you that I wanted you out by the end of the week and you're still here? You must have really been trying to piss me off. I guess that explains why I slapped you right on your stupid face.
Are you sure that you don't mean to be apologizing to me right now? I mean, seriously, Amanda, have you lost your mind or something? Why on earth would you do something like this? What is the matter with you?
Oh, shut up, you sore loser. I told you and Brendan to be out of the condo by now and you weren't. You had plenty of warning, so don't act so shocked about this. And what about these boxes that you've left here at that condo? Are you going to come and get them or shall I just chuck them all in the garbage?
Amanda, you are seriously going to regret doing this. I don't think that you understand the mistake that you're making. I mean, you clearly had no clue that it was Brendan and I, mostly me, that were letting your parents stay with us out of the kindness of our hearts. But you seriously hit me to get me out of my own home. You are not going to live this down, and I will make sure that you pay for this.
Oh, please. You think I care what some little leech thinks about what I've done? You two can just disappear for all I care. Now this condo is all mine. And we deserve it much more than you do. After all, you were just leeching off my mom and my dad, using them like your purse and piggy bank. But I talked to my dad and he said it was fine if we move in.
I'm wondering if you've heard the saying, pride comes before the fall? In this, I think it's more idiocy than pride, but it can be hard to tell with you. I mean, you really just don't know when to quit, and now you've gone and made a real mess of things for everyone.
There you go. Now the real you starts to come out. You know that people only resort to name-calling when they have nothing of value to add to a conversation. And besides, don't go acting as if you weren't trying to steal my family's home around from them. I was only doing what I had to do to protect my parents from horrible people like you and my brother. So just shut up, accept that you've lost, go and never come back, and take my stupid brother with you.
If insulting people means that you have nothing to add to a conversation, then that certainly explains every message you've ever sent to me. I seriously can't deal with you when you act like this. You are just being totally unreasonable and I can't stand it.
Oh, just give it a rest already, would you? You've lost. Don't you see that? I won. The condo is mine. My parents are safe and all is right with the world. Now my husband and I are going to live with and take care of my parents, and you two are never ever going to bother any of us again.
All right then. I hope that you all have a nice life.
And don't ever let me catch your ugly muck sulking around this building either. You got it?
Okay then. I understand. But if you're doing this, then there is some business that we need to attend to. Of course, I still haven't forgiven you for this, or for hitting me in the face, but there is some paperwork we need to take care of. Like changing the name on the lease. Okay then, it's all done. I talked to the leasing company, explained the situation, and that should be the end of it. Enjoy living in your new condo, Amanda!
It's about damn time you got back to me. Could you have moved any slower? You really are useless if I took you that long to change some names on a form. It really is a good thing that I'm kicking you out now. Who knows what damage you might have caused.
Well, does it feel good? Do you think you've won now? Are you glad that your brother and I are finally moving out? Because Brendan and I couldn't be happier to finally be rid of that place.
Oh, please. You think I'm really going to buy that you're happy and that I was able to steal your home away from you? Try less harder. I mean, you two are homeless now. You have nowhere to go, and I've taken everything from you. What could you and my stupid brother possibly be so happy about?
Oh, Amanda, I think you're mistaken again. Brendan and I aren't going to be homeless at all. We've been living in a hotel and we'll keep doing so this week while we arrange all of our stuff for the move. I told you over and over again that Brendan and I both work full-time jobs. And we have quite a bit amassed in savings now. Not to mention the fact that I'm going to be charging you a prorated fee for the time that you'll be in the apartment, as well as for the down payment and everything like that.
You really expect me to pay you a single cent? Why on earth would I ever do that?
Well, because in all those documents I sent you to sign, your husband signed a deal agreeing to pay all of this. So I'm afraid you can't run from this one.
Wait, what? You can't be serious. We're not going to pay anything that you didn't already explain to us that we'd have to pay beforehand. That's just ridiculous. It's particularly theft.
I'm sorry, but it really isn't my fault at all if you or your husband just signed those papers without reading through what they said. But anyways, you've already signed them and they've already been officiated, so there really isn't anything you can do about it. And then, once you've paid Brendan and I what you owe us, we'll agree to never ever talk to you again. Which means that we expect to never hear from you either.
Whatever. I don't care about anything you and my lousy brother have to say. We would never even want to talk to you again anyways. And besides, we still have this condo all to ourselves. I seriously doubt that whatever we owe you is even going to be that much. So we'll pay for it for no reason than to finally be rid of you.
All right then. If you pay us what you owe us, then we'll be out of your hair and you'll never have to deal with us again. That is what you want, isn't it?
You know darn well that's exactly what I want. Not only was I able to save my parents from being in the clutches of horrible vampires such as yourself, but now I finally get to live with my parents.
You know, you keep calling me a parasite and accusing Brendan and I of leeching off of your parents. But I think that you and your husband are going to be the real leeches.
Say whatever you want, you sore loser. It isn't going to change the fact that I have a condo and you don't, and you're clearly just jealous of that fact.
Great, well, think what you want. I really don't care. I hope that this all turns out the way that you want it to. Good luck with everything, and never ever contact us again, okay?
I was just about to tell you the same thing about not contacting me. I really don't care at all how you and Brendan's life end up, really.
Right, well, I guess I'm just wondering how you two are going to afford to pay rent on that place next month. After all, it was not cheap to live in that place, but I'm sure that you'll all figure it out. Good luck!
Whoa, what? What is that supposed to mean? Is that some kind of joke?
Nope, I'm very serious. You'll have to pay to keep living there. It's kind of how these things work. Anyways, we're still busy with moving stuff here, so I've got to go. See ya!
Tracy, what is the meaning of this, huh? I mean, how could this happen? You need to explain to me what is going on right this instant.
Oh, Amanda! That's so funny hearing from you so soon. I thought you said that you were never ever going to reach out to us ever again. I wonder what this could be about. What seems to be on your mind? And please make it quick. I really don't have the time to talk to someone like you.
We can't afford the rent on this place and things are falling apart here fast. We even asked my parents to pay, but they said that they don't have any money in their bank accounts.
Well, yeah, I knew that already. But anyway, what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? Unless... No, Amanda. Say it isn't so. Don't tell me that you didn't know your parents were penniless.
Wait a second. You know that my parents didn't have any money in their bank accounts?
Of course I did. Why do you think that I was the only one paying for everything up until about a month ago? They certainly couldn't afford to do it.
But that's... Wait, what? Are you kidding me? So they really don't have any money at all?
That's what I'm telling you. Your parents don't have any money that I wasn't giving them. In fact, both of your parents were in so much debt that they had to sell their old house. That's when they had to reach out to Brendan and I and ask if they would live with us.
They sold their house because they were in debt? But I had no idea about that. Why didn't I know about it?
Probably because you never showed any interest in your parents until you thought you could use them to steal my condo from me. But it's all true. They couldn't afford to live in their own place, and so they begged us to let them move in. And we said yes.
But then, how am I supposed to pay this month's rent? I certainly can't afford a place like this. Tracy, what if you moved back in with all of us and then you could go back to paying how you used to?
You can't be serious about that, right? You really think that I would ever move back in there and live with you guys again? No. Brendan and I already told you that we never wanted to hear from any of you ever again. We've already bought our own new condo and we don't want anything else to do with any of you as long as we live. Do you understand?
Hold on a second. You and my brother bought a new condo together? But I don't believe it. How could you do that to me?
To you? This has nothing to do with you at all. We just needed a place to live since someone kicked us out of our old place.
But I had no idea that my parents didn't have any money. How could I have even know that? You should have told me about this before you let me kick you out.
Oh, please, Amanda. I told you time and time again that you should really talk to your parents about this. But you just wouldn't listen. Besides, do you really want me to feel bad for you after you slapped me in the face and stole our condo?
This can't be happening. Things weren't supposed to be like this. I don't know what to do.
I tried to tell you that Brendan and I were not the so-called parasites that you thought we were. If anyone was living off of anyone, it was your parents off of us. You were paying for every little thing at that place.
But that isn't fair. I thought that you were just trying to brag about your money so that you could scare me away from taking over your condo. You should have done more to convince me that this was a bad idea. This is all your fault. We were so happy to get to live in this huge place because we thought it was going to be free. But it's not like that at all. How could you do this to us? You betrayed us.
Betrayed you? Please do not tell me that you're trying to make yourself out to be the victim here. I am not going to stand for that for 1 second.
It isn't fair, though. I thought that my parents were going to pay for everything and that I wouldn't have to worry about anything after we moved in here.
Please tell me you're not serious about that. I mean, how old are you now? You're not some kid who gets an allowance from their parents anymore. You're an adult and you should know how to live within your means. Although, I can't say that I entirely blame you for not knowing how to save money, given the fact that your parents clearly didn't know how to do that either. But if you thought you wouldn't have to pay for anything, then you've just been delusional this whole time.
But I just wanted my parents to pay for things.
Repeating it isn't going to make it happen. You do realize that, right? Saying that you want your parents to pay for everything isn't going to change the fact that they don't have any money. Brendan and I wanted to live in that condo where you all are at for so long. We waited and waited and waited on a list for vacancies, and then we were finally able to secure one. And then, not only your parents, but then you and your husband came and took it all away from us. But I've already signed over the condo to your husband, so it's your problem now.
What do you mean you signed it over to him? That doesn't make any sense. When did this happen?
Last month, Amanda. It happened last month when I sent that paperwork for you to sign. Did you really not read any of it?
Well, I kind of more just skimmed over the first page of all the different stacks, but I thought that was where all of the most important information was.
All right then, that's fine if you did that, but it doesn't change the fact that you basically did this to yourself then. And I don't see any reason why I should give you anything or show any mercy because you were too stupid to not read a contract you signed.
But I didn't know that things were going to go like this. I would have never agreed to anything if I knew this was going to happen.
And what do you want me to do about it now? The documents are signed, everything is official, that's that.
But my husband and I have debt of our own, and a lot of it. There's no way that we could ever afford this place and make payments on it.
So that's what all of this is about. I had a sneaking suspicion that you might have owed money and that was what this was about.
You mean you knew this whole time that we were also in financial trouble?
Well, I did think it was weird that you two didn't own a home at all and that you were so eager to move in with your parents when you thought they were paying rent. It was just a guess of mine. But now I know that it's true.
But I still don't know what I should do. How do I get out of this mess now?
Well, one thing you could do is to look through the copies of the documents that I sent you. I think you'll see that if you fail to pay the rent, They will make a payment plan using your salary and take up to half of it while keeping a running tab for you that you'll have to pay at the end of the year.
But how much do I owe the building already?
Well, given that you two are technically new entrants, you have to pay the entry fee. Plus the space, of course. I think you're looking at around $10,000?
$10,000? Are you kidding me? I don't have that kind of money.
Well, you better come up with it soon or else your debt is only going to go up. Oh, and by the way, the building does add interest onto the running tab that they'll keep for you. Anyways, have a nice life. I'm going to block you after this, and then Brendan and I are never going to have to worry about you or your parents ever again.
Wait, you're going to block me? You can't do that. Please, you have to help me. You can't just leave.
I didn't block Amanda for a while after that, just to see what she would send me. She kept begging for help and for me to give her Brendan and I's new address. But I was never ever going to do that. It was long afterwards that I blocked her. I heard from some old neighbors in the building that loud fights could be heard from our old unit, and that by the end of the month, they saw Amanda and her family packing up their boxes and moving out of the condo. I have no idea where they all are now, or what they're going to do about their debt. But quite frankly, I don't really care.
Hey, what do you mean by don't come to the wedding? It means exactly what it sounds like. I don't want you to come to my and Cam's wedding. Simple as that. What? Why? You sent me an invitation, didn't you? Well, yeah, we sent out invitations. Obviously, I had to. But that doesn't mean I actually want you to be there. You should understand why, right? I honestly don't. I mean, I'm technically the person who raised you. And now you're telling me not to come to your wedding? How could I possibly understand why? Don't be dense. I'm marrying into a family of doctors. Having someone like you, someone who worked in a sleazy business, show up in my wedding? That would be an embarrassment. It's humiliating. Just imagine what people would think. So, yeah, no thanks. You're absolutely not welcome there. You've got to be kidding me. That's your reason? Of course it is. The guy I'm marrying comes from a family of doctors. A prestigious family. Having someone like you with your background show up would be totally inappropriate. You'd be completely out of place. So yeah, on the day of the wedding, do us all a favor and stay home. Jane, I've told you time and time again, you need to stop looking down on people like this. It's not right. Oh, please. I'm not looking down on people. I'm being realistic. Look at the facts. I'm about to marry a doctor. I'm about to become part of a respected, high-status family. And then look at you. You're uneducated. You don't make much money. There's a clear difference between us. If you can't see that, then I don't know what to say, but trust me, the gap is there and it's huge. Jane, it's fine if you want to insult me all you want, but you keep acting this way and you'll end up alone. No one will want to be around you. I don't treat everyone like this, just people like you who are truly at the bottom. I wouldn't speak to other people this way, only someone as low as you deserve it. And besides, you're not even working right now, so don't you think it's a bit rich to talk down to me about anything? Wow, I don't even know what to say. Do you think Cam, your fiancé, knows that this is how you treat people? What do you think he'd say if he knew his fiancé talks to her family like this? Oh, Cam knows. I've been completely honest with him. Wait, what? Yeah, of course. What, you thought I was hiding it from him? I told him straight up that I don't get along with you and that I don't want you around. And guess what? He agrees. He doesn't want you at the wedding either. He said, and I quote, "It's better for us if she's not there." So, yeah, he's 100% on board with this. Cam really said that? I don't know. When I met him, he seemed like such a decent guy, really serious and kind-hearted. He didn't seem like the type who'd say something like that. Well, yeah, he's obviously serious and kind-hearted. He's a doctor. You don't become a successful doctor without having those qualities. But being serious and kind doesn't mean he's blind. He knows when someone doesn't belong, and you definitely don't belong. Wait, when did you even meet him? Oh, we crossed paths once. It was really brief, just exchanged hellos. Huh. Well, whatever. But you see what I mean, right? His whole vibe is different from someone like you. He's been on TV, as a young, hotshot doctor. He's like a rising star in the medical world. Yeah, I heard about that. It's impressive. It's more than impressive. It's extraordinary. He's from a family of doctors, too. Everyone in his family is prestigious, so you being there would just mess things up. It's not just me. His entire family doesn't want you there. They all think it would be better if you stayed away. So why don't you just do what you're told and stay home? Got it? Fine. I won't go. Good. Glad we're on the same page now. It's for the best. We can't have someone like you ruining the day, so stay put, all right? All right, but I hope you realize that if this is how you really feel, then I don't see any reason for us to stay in touch. I'm cutting ties with you. Oh, wow, really? Honestly, that's just the icing on the cake. What a bonus. So, no more contact? That sounds perfect. Well then, guess this is goodbye for good. Goodbye and good riddance, bottom feeder. Cam, I heard from Jane that you don't want to invite me to the wedding.
What? Wait, who told you that?
Jane did. She said you both don't want someone like me, a low-educated, low-income bottom feeder, to attend the wedding. And she even mentioned that your side of the family agrees with her that I shouldn't come.
Jane said that? Look, I didn't say anything like that. Jane must have been making it up, being mean just for the sake of it. She's always been a bit cold toward you, hasn't she? I swear I never said those things. Please don't think I did.
Is that so? And are you sure about that? Or is it just easier to hide behind Jane's words while deep down you really do see me like that? Maybe you've thought of me that way all along, but didn't have the courage to say it out loud?
No, you've got it wrong. I've never thought of you that way. But I'll admit, Jane has made plenty of nasty comments about you, and well, sometimes I just go along with it without pushing back. I guess I didn't really defend you.
So you're saying you've never called me a loser or a bottom feeder yourself?
No, I wouldn't say something like that, but when Jane makes those comments, I don't always stop her. I kind of let her say what she wants without correcting her.
I see. So let me ask again. You don't actually want me at the wedding, do you? Be honest.
No, it's not like that at all. I'd like you to be there, but Jane is really insistent that you should not come. She's been clear about that.
But, Cam, be real with me. You don't want me there either, right? You know that having me at the wedding would be awkward, and you'd rather I just stayed away, wouldn't you?
Well, honestly, it would be easier if you weren't there. You're right, I won't lie about that. It would make things less complicated for me if you didn't come. I'm not trying to hurt you by saying that, but can you understand why I feel that way?
Yeah, I do understand. I've been getting the message loud and clear for a while now. It's just that it's a bit strange, don't you think? You happened to run into me at that cabaret club, and now here we are. Quite the coincidence, right? Must have made you nervous, didn't it?
Please don't bring that up again. You know how strict Jane is. If she ever finds out I went to a cabaret club, you don't know what kind of trouble I'd be in. She'd flip out.
Trouble? That's all you're worried about? Cam, this is your mess. Jane's strictness really isn't the problem, is it? What you're really scared of is that her family will find out, isn't it? You're just trying to use Jane as a scapegoat to protect yourself from the consequences.
Are you planning to tell people about it?
No, Cam, I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm not going to tell anyone about what happened. I just wanted to hear the truth. I needed you to admit what you're really feeling. So here it is. You and Jane don't want me at the wedding, right? You both agree on that. I get it now. Don't worry, I won't show up.
No, wait, I don't mean it like that. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's fine. You don't need to explain further. I've already understood everything I need to. You both think it's better if I don't come, and you know what? I'm not offended anymore. It's your wedding, and if my presence is going to make things difficult for you, then I'll step aside. I won't attend. There's no need to drag this out any longer.
But listen, it's not like we don't want you there because of who you are. It's just complicated. You understand, right?
Complicated, right? You're worried that someone might recognize me or I might embarrass you in front of your fancy guests. You don't want to risk anything that could mess up your big day or affect your image. I get it. You don't have to pretend otherwise. I've always known this would be the outcome. Hey, what the hell is going on? Did you have something to do with this? Huh? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. There's a video of Cam at a cabaret club and it's going viral online. Everyone's talking about it. Cam's out there acting all drunk and crazy and people have actually started sending the video around. What's going on? That's not me. Someone else must have done that. I don't do things like that, and I definitely wouldn't stoop to something so childish. Whoever did it must have their own reasons, but I'm not behind it. This doesn't make any sense. Who would do something like this? And more importantly, why aren't you surprised? Why aren't you shocked to find out what Cam's really like? You knew this would happen, didn't you? That's why you're so calm. No, seriously, it wasn't me. I knew some things about Cam's habits, but this whole situation, it's complicated. I didn't plan any of this. Oh, stop lying. It has to be you. You've always had something against Cam, and now you've done this to sabotage his and my wedding. I'm not lying. Like I said, it wasn't me. I get that you're upset, but I didn't do anything. Someone else exposed him, and I don't know who. Don't give me that. It's obvious that you've been waiting for something like this to happen. You knew what kind of person Cam is, didn't you? You've probably been waiting for the perfect moment to ruin things for us. Look, I understand that you're upset right now, but you need to calm down and think rationally. I'm telling you the truth. I didn't have anything to do with the video getting out. Yes, I knew Cam wasn't the cleanest person out there, but I'm not the one who recorded or leaked the footage. Then why aren't you shocked? You should be furious about this. Your sister's wedding is falling apart because of some stupid video of Cam, and you're just sitting there acting like it's no big deal. You should be just as angry as I am. Because honestly, I already knew Cam had these tendencies. I just didn't expect it to get out like this. You want to know why I'm not as shocked as you? Because I had a feeling something like this would happen sooner or later. So you did know. I knew it. You've been planning to ruin this all along. You hated that I was getting married to him, didn't you? That's why you've been waiting for the right moment to tear us apart. You're jealous. Admit it. Whoa, hold on. I didn't sabotage anything. Sure, I had my reservations about him, but I wasn't going to interfere in your relationship. The video is not my doing, okay? And no, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying that I had a gut feeling Cam wasn't the kind of guy you thought he was. Then who else could have done this? I can't think of anyone else who would have had anything against Cam except you. And now that his true colors are out in the open, you're just sitting there calmly watching it all unfold. That's not normal. What's going on right now anyway? How bad is it? The video is everywhere. It shows Cam completely wasted, making a scene at the cabaret club. People are talking about it all over social media, and they're even sending the video directly to people's phones. The wedding has been interrupted because of it. The guests are all confused, and the whole place is in chaos. Wow, I didn't realize things had gotten that bad. I mean, I knew he had some issues with drinking, but I never thought it would blow up like this. Yeah, well, it has. The wedding is on pause right now, and I'm hiding in the back because I don't even know how to face everyone. Cam is busy apologizing to his family, but I can't believe this is happening. What am I supposed to do now? Is Cam just ignoring you? Has he said anything to you yet? I tried to talk to him, but he's too focused on trying to make things right with his family. He hasn't even really acknowledged me, so here I am, sitting alone in the bridal suite, trying to figure out what to do next. I'm completely lost. That's really awful. I mean, if I were you, I'd consider marrying him after all of this. He clearly has some issues. Are you serious right now? Cam hasn't done anything wrong. You don't know him like I do. Don't try to twist the situation to make it seem like he's some kind of a villain. I know you're jealous, but this isn't the time for that. Jealous? Please, I'm just saying, you should think twice before marrying a guy who gets drunk and makes a scene at a cabaret club while he's engaged to you. That's not normal behavior. Going to a cabaret club isn't cheating. It could have been a part of a work function for all you know. Cam is under a lot of pressure because of his job, and he's not great with alcohol. I've known about him for a while, and I still love him. I'm not going to let something like this ruin our relationship. If you say so, but I have to admit it's kind of hard to understand why you're so willing to overlook this. He embarrassed you in front of everyone, and now he's too busy apologizing to his family to even talk to you. I told him to apologize to his family first. I'm the one who told him to prioritize them. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so stop making assumptions. Cam loves me, and that's all that matters. I don't know. I just can't believe you're okay with all of this. And I don't care what you think. You're not part of this. This is between me and Cam, so stay out of it. Hey, you're the one who called me, remember? Cam, I noticed you left the venue. Did something happen? Did your family forgive you?
No, they didn't forgive me. I'm done for. I can't stay in a place like this any longer, so I'm leaving.
What? Wait, hold on. What does that mean for me?
You should go home too. The wedding is off. We're sending the guests away. If you stay there, all you'll do is keep embarrassing yourself.
Canceled? But what are we going to do?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, the gifts, for instance?
We'll refund them, obviously. My family is handling all of that. You just go home. Don't worry, my family will also cover the wedding expenses.
Then what happens to us?
Look, I'm in the middle of a crisis right now. I've turned my family against me. That means my career as a doctor is basically over. Do you get what that means? I can't even begin to think about our marriage right now.
But I love you. I don't care about your family. If you can't be a doctor anymore, we can just start over from scratch together.
Stop talking like it's all so easy. I just told you I can't think about our marriage right now. If you really care about me, then leave me alone for now.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Alex, did you set this up?
I told you it wasn't me. Why would you think it was me? The video that was posted doesn't even show my bar, does it?
Well, regardless of who did it, it doesn't change the fact that my life is over. My career as a doctor is finished. I can't see any way forward.
I can understand that if you're not just visiting the hostess clubs, but also getting drunk and causing a scene, then the public won't forgive you for that.
Why are you acting like this is just someone else's problem? What kind of attitude is that?
Oh, are you trying to play the victim here? It's pathetic. Stop pretending to be the victim.
You're the one behind this, aren't you? I know it's you.
What are you even talking about? I did nothing of the sort. I would never resort to such childish tactics.
I know what you did. I may not have the specifics, but I know you had a hand in this. Now you've cost me something huge. I had a chance to join your family, but now that's gone and I'm still a loser.
So, you've finally shown your true colors, huh? So does this mean you won't be marrying Jane anymore?
I only thought about marrying that woman because she looks good. But at this point, I don't care about marriage at all. She may look down on my sister, but to me, they're both just losers.
Honestly, I'm glad to hear your career is ruined. No one would want to be treated by a doctor like you anyway.
What did you just say? How dare you, someone who knows nothing about medicine, talk down to me like that?
Most of your patients don't know anything about medicine either. Are you looking down on all of them, too?
Shut up! I'm an excellent doctor, and I'll rise back up from this. I have to find a way to get back on my feet as a physician.
I think you're dreaming. I'm recording this conversation right now.
What?
I didn't expose your secrets online, but believe me, if I wanted to, I could do it anytime.
What? Are you threatening me?
It's not a threat. I don't expect you to do anything for me. I'm just saying that someday, on a whim, I might just decide to share this conversation or some other secrets I know about you.
That's worse than a threat. Are you serious right now? You want me to live in fear for the rest of my life?
That's on you. If you had held back and kept yourself in check, maybe you could have fixed the situation. Instead, you treated not just me, but even your future wife like garbage. You're not cut out to be a doctor at all.
Fine. I apologize. I'm sorry. I admit I can be self-centered, and when I drink, I get overconfident and end up causing trouble and scaring girls. But I do take my work as a doctor very seriously.
That doesn't matter to me. Considering you're in the public eye, you should have been more careful about your behavior. That's all I can say to you.
Wait! I'm really sorry! What I said to you before wasn't how I truly feel.
That's a blatant lie. You need to take responsibility for what you said. You're not a child anymore.
Damn it! This situation is really frustrating. I thought things would go differently. I should have realized how far this could go. You think you can just manipulate everything, don't you? Honestly, I didn't mean for it to escalate to this point. I thought everything would be fine as long as I stayed out of it. But now it's too late. I've lost everything because of your actions.
You're the one who started all of this. If you had just kept your mouth shut, we wouldn't be in this mess. Don't put all this on me. You had a choice too. You could have come clean or taken responsibility for your actions.
And what would that have accomplished? My career would have still been over. The damage is already done, and it's all your fault.
You are so self-absorbed. It's always about you, isn't it? You can't see the consequences of your actions, can you?
Maybe I can't, but I never thought it would come to this. I was just living my life, and now everything is ruined.
Kim, are you okay? For now, I've taken care of the wedding.
What do you want? Stop contacting me.
Wait, but I want to support you, Kim.
Support me? What can someone like you, a bottom-tier loser, possibly do for me?
Bottom-tier loser?
That's what you always called my sister, isn't it? From my perspective, both of you are just pathetic bottom-tier losers.
Did you really think that way about us?
I'm leaving this town behind and starting fresh. I'll rebuild my life from scratch. I don't need you. Our engagement is off. Got it?
Why would you say something so horrible?
What? I'm fed up with the existence of losers like you. All you do is drag down those who actually succeed. You two are nothing but a plague for me. Never come near me again.
Wait!
Don't you dare try to stop me. I'm done with all of this. I'm tired of being associated with you and your sister. Both of you living in your own little world, thinking it's okay to mooch off others while contributing nothing. I've worked hard for everything I have, and I won't let you drag me down any longer.
Kim, please.
Please what? Just accept that you're a burden to me. I thought I could put up with you, but I can't. Not anymore. I need to focus on my career and my future, and you're just in the way. It's better for both of us if we cut ties right now.
That's not fair. I thought we had something special.
Special? You mean the relationship built on pity? I didn't sign up for this. I want to surround myself with people who lift me up, not pull me down. You've made your choice, and I've made mine. This is for the best.
But I care about you.
Caring doesn't mean anything if it's only going to drag me into the mud with you. I need to think about my life and what I want for my future. I can't afford to have distractions or negative influences around me. It's time for me to move on, and you should too.
Alex, what should I do? I don't know anymore. How did it come to this? Did Cam break up with you? Not just broke up, but he completely abandoned me. I thought he was such a serious and honest person. I never thought he could be this horrible. I knew he liked to party because he happened to come to my club once. Oh, really? Yeah, he came to my club last month. He was really anxious and quickly asked me not to tell anyone, then just left. He hardly drank anything, so I had no idea about his bad drinking habits. I wouldn't have been mad about that at all. He wasn't hiding it from you, he was hiding it from his family and the world. His relatives are particularly strict, it seems, because they come from a well-off family. They definitely look down on him going to a cabaret club. So, from the beginning, I guess I never really mattered to him. I had a feeling about that, the way Cam wouldn't even look at me. Oh, this hurts. Did he say anything to you? Called me a bottom-tier loser. He said the exact same things I used to say to you. And how did that make you feel? I'm sorry for everything, Alex. Well, I've been calling others a bottom tier. I was the worst of all. I've said such horrible things to you, and I genuinely apologize for that. Well, I won't forgive you, though. Huh? I can't just coddle you as your guardian. I've helped you out whenever you've come crying to me, but that's over now. You'll have to figure things out on your own. Got it? No, wait a second. I've been dumped by Cam, and now I don't even have a place to live. I don't have any income, and I don't have any savings. I can't manage on my own. No, with effort, you can sort things out. I raised you precisely from that kind of situation. Oh. Since our parents died in that accident 15 years ago, you've mocked me as being bottom tier, so you should be able to do what I've done, right? I mean, yeah, but... Are you saying you looked down on others when you couldn't even handle things yourself? That's pretty lame, you know? Okay, I get it already. In the end, you really are a cold person. Cold? You think I'm cold for dropping out of high school and skipping college to raise you? I gave up all my dreams for the future and dedicated myself to taking care of you, and you think I'm the one being cold? Well, I mean, that's... Then why don't you find someone kinder and more loving than me? You can just get help from that person, right? Hey, I'm sorry, that's not what I really meant. It just slipped out. I still want to be a family with you, please. No, I think it's better if you just leave it alone. After all, I'm just a bottom-tier loser. What do you mean by that? You've always been there for me, and now you're pushing me away? Exactly. I've done my part, and it's time for you to figure out your own life without relying on me. You keep saying you want to be a family, but you've never even considered how much I've sacrificed. But I never asked for this. I just wanted to be close. You wanted to be close, yet you've treated me like I'm worthless. Every time you've mocked me, it chipped away at my self-worth, and now I'm done. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm not going to waste my time on someone who doesn't appreciate what I've done. I've put my dreams aside for you, but you never even acknowledged that. I get it, but please, can't we just talk about this like we used to? You're really all I have left, Alex. Don't push me away. It's too late for that. You had your chance to be supportive, but you chose to be condescending. Now it's your turn to face reality alone. I can't keep bailing you out. But I don't know how to handle this. I've never been on my own before. I can't just figure everything out instantly. You think I had it easy? I had to learn how to survive after losing my parents. You're not special, you know. You have to rise to the occasion just like I did. This is really unfair. You're treating me like I'm nothing, just like everyone else. I thought we were family. Families help each other. Families do help each other, but they also hold each other accountable. I've been held accountable all my life, and now it's time for you to understand that too. You don't have to be so harsh. Can't we work through this together? No, I won't be a crutch to you anymore. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. It's time for you to grow up. Okay, I guess you're right. But it still hurts. I didn't expect this from you. I didn't expect you to be so oblivious to the sacrifices I made for you either. It's not all about you, and it's time you learned that lesson. I'll try to do better, but I really hope we can find a way back to being close. Good luck with that. You're going to need it. After losing her place in society, Jane came to our house multiple times seeking help, but I resolutely ignored her. After a few days, it seemed she gave up and suddenly disappeared without a trace. I've blocked her contact information, so I'm not sure of the details, but from what I've heard, she's left the city and is now living in extreme poverty in a new place. Sometimes I do worry about her, but I hold myself back from reaching out. I believe that allowing her to experience life on her own is the best thing for Jane. Meanwhile, Cam, whose reputation is completely soured in the community, fled to the countryside as if he were running away in the dead of night. His whereabouts were unknown for a while, but a few months after the uproar, I heard surprising news. He had been arrested. It turns out he had been involved in theft and fraud, which ultimately led to him becoming the ultimate bottom-tier loser. He had sunk even lower than I could have imagined. As I reflect on these events, I can't help but think about the choices we make and how they shape our futures. Jane and Cam both had their opportunities, yet they let their circumstances and choices dictate their lives. I remember when Jane used to come to me for advice, filled with dreams and ambitions. She was so bright and hopeful. Yet, somewhere along the way, she lost herself in a world that valued superficial pleasures over hard work and integrity. It pains me to think that she might be struggling, but I have to believe that she'll learn and grow from those experiences. On the other hand, Cam's fall from grace was something I had been dreading for some time. He was charming, yes, and there was a part of me that wanted to believe in the good side of him. However, his arrogance and sense of entitlement blinded him to the reality of his actions. Now, with his criminal record, he's made it incredibly difficult for himself to start anew. What does it mean to hit rock bottom? For some, it might be a wake-up call, an opportunity to rebuild their lives. For others, it seems to be a permanent residence. I hope that both Jane and Cam find their way eventually, but it's clear that they need to face the consequences of their actions first. I can't deny that I feel a sense of relief that I'm no longer associated with either of them. Their paths have diverged from mine, and I need to focus on my own future. I've made mistakes in the past, and I'm working hard to ensure that I don't repeat them. I've started pursuing my own dreams, immersing myself in projects that I'm passionate about. It's a struggle at times, but I find fulfillment in knowing that I am building my life within my own terms. I remind myself that I'm not defined by my relationships with others, especially those who bring negativity into my life. As I move forward, I'll always carry the lessons I learned from Jane and Cam. Their stories serve as reminders of what happens when one loses sight of their values and becomes consumed by the desire for instant gratification or recognition. In the end, the most important thing is to take responsibility for one's own life. I hope Jane finds the strength to rise above her circumstances and that Cam faces the reality of his choices. Until then, I will continue on my path, determined to create a better future for myself, one that is grounded in hard work and integrity.